That's my water.
Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, welcome to another episode of Moment of Truth, and we are back with the hot topic, the topical story, the topical issue, the issue of discussion. Actually, it's a point of contention, if we would put it that way, and it's about none other than Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and the economic freedom fighters. Of course, some would like to call it drama, others would like to call it an epic, others would like to call it this and that, but the whole truth of the matter is that the episode is far from over, and this is just the beginning in 2025, where the former economic freedom fighter spokesperson Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has resigned from parliament. What a way to start 2025. But actually, there is a catchy term here that Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has resigned from parliament, but he will remain an ordinary member of the EFF branch in Orange Farm, that is the place called the former Vile Triangle. Wow, this is interesting. He is not going anywhere. Other people would like to say he was supposed to go, and a lot of you may be speculating or may have been speculating that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is on his way out, but he is playing his cards close to his chest. Other people have been speculating that he's going to the ANC. Other people have been saying he's going to MK party. Other people have actually advised Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to resign from politics and take a break and focus on the educational sector, lecturing and so many things, but he is playing the cards close to his chest. And the way he is playing this card, he is poking Julius Malema in the nose, forcing him to react, forcing him to expose himself, and at the same time trying to play the good guy. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has been playing the game of intelligence. I know that some of you may not like what he is doing, and some of you because you are only focusing on the commander-in-chief of the economic freedom fighters. You don't want to hear anything about anyone who may seem to pose a threat to the commander-in-chief. But here you have got Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, who is actually playing the game in a different way, in an unpredictable way, and no one really knows what he's up to, what's his next move, and everyone is guessing, and everyone keeps on trying to say something. And you have heard it actually in recent times this week, when the one ANC official, in the presence of President Ramaphosa during a golf session, he said that they spoke to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. They called Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi immediately or soon after he tendered his resignation from parliament. He tendered the resignation to the economic freedom fighters, and the ANC official called Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Maybe something is happening, or he was just playing to the gallery to give people the headlines and everything. And that may be good for, the news side of things, because everyone will speak about it, will speculate and say Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is close to joining the ANC or retracing his footsteps to ANC. But other people will also talk about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi on his way to MK party. But this seems to be something that is difficult actually, because as it seems, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi would not want to join the MK because he was at the forefront fighting Zuma, saying Zuma out, Zuma out, Zuma out. Nkandla, down with Nkandla and everything. So he may not be on his way to MK party based on the way he conducts himself, based on the intellectualism that comes with Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. He is someone who is kind of calculative in the way he does things. So because of that, he may not be going to the MK party. But let's just do a drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. But enough of the speculation. On Thursday, 9th January 2025, the economic freedom fighter acknowledged receipt of voluntary resignations from two members or two fighters who are Yazini Techkana and Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. And this is what the economic freedom fighters said in this letterhead. The economic freedom fighter has received the voluntary resignations of fighter Yazini Techkana and fighter Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi as representatives of the economic freedom fighter in the Parliament of South Africa. The voluntary requests to be released from deployment, which were sent to the Secretary General of the EFF consecutively and within days of each other, expressed gratitude to the EFF for the opportunity to serve the organization and the people of South Africa. The EFF has accepted the respective voluntary requests to be released from deployment of the two fighters. We have diligently served the organization in their respective deployments since the EFF has had representation in the legislative sphere. Fighter Techkana has served in the Eastern Cape Provincial Legislature and subsequently in the Parliament of South Africa, while Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has served in the National Assembly since 2014. They have both been exemplary in their deployments and acted as commendable public representatives. And the parting shot is the EFF wishes the fighters well in their future endeavors. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the EFF wishes the fighters well in their future endeavors. Actually, this is interesting. What are their future endeavors? Everyone wants to know what is the future endeavor for Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and even the fighter Techkana, and everyone wants to know what's next. Everyone is guessing, everyone is speculating, but here is the response. It's an interesting response to the letterhead that was released by the economic freedom fighters from the man himself, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. And this is what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi says. In a tweet, he says, Sibonge umputo wabantu. Sibonge umputo wabantu. And then he says, Dinitanda nonge emakaya. Dinitanda nonge emakaya. So these are the two things that he said. He expressed gratitude and also love for the EFF and everyone in the home of EFF. This is what he said in regards to the EFF. So everyone keeps guessing, everyone wants to know what's next and everything. And this is the interesting part of this episode, and we just hope to see more and more of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi in the South African political context. And we also hope that Julius Malema and Mbuyiseni Ndlozi will find each other and settle their differences for the benefit of South Africa. South Africa deserves better from these young people and for the sake of the future. A future revolution of our lifetime is what is needed.